Hey guys, welcome to another show of Living in Northern California. Today we're gonna do a podcast style show. Get on here, talk about the market, a little bit about some programs, what we're seeing out there. Before we get started, if you have not yet, make sure to send a little love to that subscribe button. Hit that notification button so you can be the first to know what's going on here in Northern California. I'm Steve Gonzalez.
And I'm Rose Gonzalez with the Gonzalez Real Estate Team. And today, like Steven said, we're going to talk about what we're seeing out there in the market. There's a little bit of shifting here and there, but, we're just trying to get the information to you guys so you guys can decide if now is a good time to buy or sell here in Northern California.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know I just did a video a couple weeks ago about the 20% down payment.
The Dream program. That was a hot flash in the pan while it lasted.
Yeah, a whole 9 days of fury. So obviously, I'm sure a lot of you guys who were interested in the program heard that they ran out of funds and it lasted about 9 days. So unfortunately,
go ahead and explain that program real quickly.
Yeah,
to people that don't know.
So the program was a down payment assistance program where you can borrow up to 20% for your down payment to go towards down payment or closing costs. The reason why that was really popular was because it brought your loan amount to 80%. So you're paying less on mortgage. Your interest rate was better because you're like in the 80% versus, doing 5% down, your loan amount is 95%, and then you have mortgage insurance. So your payment is a lot lower in that program. So what happens now is that now that the program's gone, a lot of buyers can only do like 10, 5, 3% down. And so that adds that loan amount up, and then their payments are higher.
You know what I noticed too is that program sparked a lot of people's interest to think that they could afford a home when previously they didn't think it was a possibility for them.
Yeah.
And then once it was gone, it almost deterred them to keep looking for a home.
Well, because like what happens is like say you are buying a home for $600,000 and you get 20% that you get to borrow, and so your payment is $4,500. And then they take that 20% away and they can only give you a down payment program of 3.5. Well, now you're at 97% loan amount, right? And your payment is now almost $6,000.
Yeah. So
that's why it was kind of like one of those where I kind of wish it never even came out, because we even had buyers who were looking before that program. That program came and now buyers just completely stopped looking. But we still do have a lot of buyers that are out there looking. I
think also when people don't, there's a lot of people out there that just don't know all the programs, don't know that it's even a possibility for them to own a house. So they spend so many years renting, paying 100% interest on rent.
Yeah.
For decades, maybe their whole life, right?
Yeah. And
but the thing is that until if you're not getting educated, that it'll keep you from actually ever purchasing a home because you don't think you could qualify, right?
Oh yeah, we've had tons of buyers who reach out to us and say like, hey, I don't think I qualify, but I just want to know, what it looks like and then what I can do to actually eventually buy a house. And then a couple of weeks later, they're like, oh, I talked to your lender and I didn't even know I qualified, but I qualified. That's kind of cool.
Correct.
I mean, we've even had people move into a home within 6 months to a year, even a year and a half, because they know what path to take to buy a house.
So if they get set up with a lender, a preferred lender of ours as well, could that lender possibly gear them in the right direction to clean up their credit to possibly
So we had a
qualify?
client last year reached out to us, actually to you in the beginning of the year. They had really low, below 600 credit scores.
Both of them, yeah.
And so the lender we were working with said, hey, pay off these credit cards, add this person to that credit card. It'll, kind of increase their score. I mean, they were able to buy a home last year, at the end of last year. And now their credit score was in the 680 maybe? So they bought a house, and then actually, after they bought a house, maybe a few months later, they text and say, hey, we've got a new car. We traded our other car in and bought a new car. The payments were the same.
A brand new car.
Because my credit's better now.
Yeah.
So it kind of just all like flows together. So yeah, a lender is going to be able to look at your credit score and say, based on how much you have on this credit card, pay it down. You have this much on your credit card, you should only be at, 5,000 instead of 15,000. So they're going to tell you based on like what your credit is on your credit report, like things that you can adjust to give you that 10-20% boost on your credit points.
So if they get talk to a lender and get pre-qualified, does that go against their score? Do they get dinged for that? Or
So
is there a way they
there's
could
two
pull that?
things. So some lenders, and I think a few of them are doing this now, it's called a soft pull. So they'll basically do a soft pull just to see what you have on your credit report. It's not as intensive as the regular credit report. So that doesn't affect their credit. So we have a few lenders
So
that
we
do that.
could, if you're interested and you were to
Yeah.
talk to a lender and wanted to do a soft pull just
Yep.
to get some starting point numbers, that's not going to affect your credit. And what will the lender do for them?
So then they'll collect all your documents, like your income, your tax returns, all of the assets that you have, quarterly statements and stuff like that. And they'll take a look at like your overall portfolio. Like, hey, you make this much money, you have this much set aside in your 401k. This is what I think you can afford. Like they'll be able to give you like what the monthly payments are, what you can afford. Even if it's like 400,000, you could say, okay, what do I need to do to get that up to 500 or 600? I mean, our client that I was talking about was only going to buy a $500,000 home, and they ended up buying a 610 within like a few months. So that just gives you guys an idea that there are options for you guys. So if you don't think you can afford something, there's people like us or our preferred lenders that could really like dive in and help you guys figure out the situation. If you're not ready now, what it would take and what it would look like as far as timeline goes.
Yeah, so what we're thinking is next week we're going to bring on one of our preferred lenders and we're going to go in a deep dive with him on what people out there that would like to see what they need to do to get pre-qualified.
What different programs they have.
Yeah, or if they can't get qualified, what they need to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Clean up their credit or little simple hacks to get them prepared. Get you guys prepared to buy a house because we are tired of seeing people spend 100% of their money, 100% interest on their landlord to pay for someone else's mortgage.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. And a lot of people just, they have a ton of questions and, we want to be the resource to be able to give those answers to you guys and get you guys going to your future. Right? So I think we have lenders who could talk about the current down payment assistance programs, not as high as the 20%, but they are there. There's Bank of America who has another program for first-time home buyers. So we'll definitely have different series of people bringing a lot of information to you guys to get you guys off and running.
Yeah, and then just we'll end the video on our YouTube channel is throughout Northern California. If we're talking about do you qualify, the cities we like to focus on are going to be Roseville, Rockland, Lincoln, Folsom. These are all amazing, amazing growing cities. One of the safest, happiest places in the country right now if you look them up, with the best schools, and they have very affordable prices. So take a look at some of our videos. We have some videos that are giving you top things to do in these cities, new builds, fun things to do, and see if this could be a place for you. Reach out to us with any questions you guys have. That's what we're here for. We're here to help, serve. Thanks for watching this video. And anything else, Rose?
Yeah, if you guys are new to our channel, make sure to give a little love to that subscribe button. We'll catch you on the next video. Bye.
See ya.